Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Lad, and you're watching me pug my way to 2.8k rating on a Guardian Druid. In today's episode, we're going to try to get the trinket from Vortex Pinnacle. Again, we haven't had any luck so far, but after that, we're going to try and do a Neltharus and a Neltharian's Lair. I'm not sure which key level, but we want to get at least a clear on each of those so that we have more rating because we haven't done those at all on Fortified Week yet. Alright, so we did a nice little quick 11 because I need the Worm Crests. Of course, we didn't get the item because why would I? No trinket. And another 17 run down the drain. Let's see if we get the trinket. Of course not. Alrighty. That was an 11. Let's see if we get a champion tier 1. We don't. That being said, this run I did run the Raise build, and honestly, holy shit. Single target is twice as good as the Thorns of Iron build, obviously. However, considering that I don't know how to play this build correctly and I don't know how to keep my Iron Fur up all the time, as I should be doing, it's a bit rough. Oh, I guess we're starting a Neltharian's Lair 13. These are the talents I'm running. I'm trying out Raise again. I set up a WeakAuras for Iron Fur tracking to help me out. Probably still gonna suck at it. Keeping 2 stacks up, I mean. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, now we take a look at this thing. Nah, 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 nah. Oh, I lost it. I think it's this one. Not 100% sure. I think it's this one. I hope it's this one. Otherwise, it's gonna look real awkward when it's this one. Come on, baby, don't prove me right. Whew, yeah, okay, that was good. That was good. It was this one. Okay, so this one was a bit of a shit show because the whatchamacallits, one of the people just straight up left. They were like, nah, fuck this, and they left. I'm not gonna show much else because it's been pretty toxic. Okay, there we go. First dungeon I did in time. So we did a different Neltharian's Lair just before this, a 13. This is a 14. I'm looking at the Nasher. The reason I'm looking at the Nasher is because he has an interruptible ability. I'm going to interrupt these ward drums. The ward drums are interrupted. Once they are interrupted one time, you don't have to do it ever again. Somebody body pulled the crap in the back, so we have a bit of a situation going. Somebody decided to pull that for me. I fucking love this group so far. But it's still better than the other group that I did. The other group that I did the 13 with, which I failed to time, by the way, it was an absolute disaster because one person left and 2 other people just had no clue what was going on. I don't think I'm going to be showing much of that. Okay, there's Spiked Tongue. I have no idea which one's the newest one, so I'll go for the one that's furthest away. And hope for the best. Okay, it wasn't the one that's furthest away, it's this one. Hey, we managed to get one. I'm not going to get eaten. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention properly, so I almost missed it. Okay, this run is very messy because I'm learning a new build in the middle of the run. At this point I'm just pushing the wrong buttons, and I'm also not keeping Iron Fur up, so that's like, this is a very nice piece of UI that I've made, but it's basically worthless to me because I'm just not doing it, not utilizing it correctly. You're a little overkill on the count, but that's because people kept body pulling. Here's the thing, I'm going to immediately move him. Okay, Landslide comes through before it matters. I'm going to keep him nice and close like this, because then people might be able to melee through into the Molten Wave. There we go, yes, I think people are able to melee, because I'm able to melee, so they should be able to melee as well. They're paladins, they have extra space. The healer is literally just standing in it. He should be bubbling. Okay, we managed to stun him and the boss is dead. That was so messy. I was confused because the healer died. He just stood in the magma wave. I guess he thought he had bubble, but he didn't have bubble. Also, somehow I did more damage than the warlock, so that's interesting. I guess now it's time to do a 13 Neltharus or something just to round this week out. Ideally, I'd get everything to 16, but I'm running out of time because it's Tuesday evening and I don't think I'll have enough time to do every... Getting ready to run a 15 Neltharus, I believe it's 15, might be 16, I'm not 100% sure. Running this build. Somebody asked me to show which build I'm running when I start the dungeon, so I'm doing that. Yes, I am running Raise now. I was running a different build before this. I probably should have given everyone movement speed here, but that was not something I was thinking about at the time, to be completely honest with you. I've added myself a WeakAuras that keeps track of my Iron Fur stacks. And that's what I'm going to be using to hopefully get used to playing this way. I'm going to grab that Thaumaturge. focusing on interrupting the thaumaturge when I can. Get that interrupt, so we don't have to spend dispels on it. Spine pressure should be soothed. Starting to show that I don't have experience playing this build because I'm just not using my Iron for enough. Yeah, the way the WeakAuras that I set up works is basically it will glow, like the Iron Fur icon glows when you're in combat and have less than 2 stacks of Iron Fur. It also glows when you have Gory Fur active, so whenever it's glowing you should be using Iron Fur. The rest of the time I can spend my rage on raise. I just need to keep track of that bar, or at least like with my peripheral vision I should be paying attention to it. There's one behind me, somebody already got that. Alright, this was a nice smooth pull. I'm not pulling too much because I'm still not used to using my Iron Fur enough. As you can see, my stacks keep expiring and I'm not staying on top of it. Luckily, the raise build is so fucking overpowered that it doesn't matter that I don't have Iron Fur up all the time, but in hierarchies I will start noticing it. To use a Rage of the Sleeper here. Also going to just slightly move upstairs so that the RP up there starts. There we go, the RP started. Going to use Incapacitating Roar, going to interrupt this. Again, I'm not keeping Iron Fur up, but that's something I need to work on. So this is how it is to practice something you haven't played before. I'm going to knock back because I don't want that cast to go off. I have an interrupt up for this one. Frenzied Regen, Barkskin here. Going to dispel this one upstairs. The one downstairs can get dispelled by someone else. I'm going to soothe the Spine Crusher and we can get going. I'll just drag them over to the boss. There we go. Group's doing fine, it seems. DPS wise it looks okay. I'm out DPSing one person, which is never a good look, but hey. Time warps being activated, people are not getting into perfect positions. Perfect position here would be to make sure that if you get charged, or if the boss chooses you to get charged, that he charges into a nearby wall. Mage is now positioning correctly. Charge is going off. Charge went in the worst possible direction because whoever was standing there just doesn't understand where they're supposed to bait the charge, or they forgot. Could be that they just forgot, let's be fair. Volatile Eruption going off. This is where you use your defensive cooldowns as a DPS. Unless you know the healer is using a cooldown of his own, which he should probably. It applies a dot to everyone around you. Paladin again causing the boss to charge. I don't know if it was Paladin the first time. First time it was the mage. You really don't want the boss to... There we go, get rid of the Afflicted. You really don't want the boss to be standing in those fire areas. Again, you want people to bait the charge into a nearby wall, but so far so good, it doesn't really matter too much. This is the second Volatile Eruption. Boss is a little bit more buffed this time around. This is definitely where you want to use a defensive, even if the healer is using his own cooldowns. And the boss should be dead before he reaches me. There we go. To give people movement speed, get rid of this Afflicted Soul, go kitty cat form, and we can keep going. Ideally, the mage will give us slow fall here. Mage did not give us slow fall, that's fine. I am very tempted to drag. No, actually no, I'm not going to do that. It's fortified and I don't trust this group. So we're going to do a smaller pull here and use only a few of the chains to kill the the mini boss we have over here. We're gonna pull some more of these birds and the hunter. One of the paladins got taken out. I don't know if he stood in crap or what. Release. Okay, he released. We're taking this to chains. If you don't know, these chains can be right clicked and then you can use the chains on that. Then you get the chains like you do on the second boss. I'm going to activate them here. Stun everything and also do a massive amount of damage. Hopefully somebody else uses one chain at least. They don't seem to be using the chains. We're going to soothe one of the hunters that has gone low. I'm going to use my incarnation here to kill everything. People don't seem to want to use chains. Maybe they want to use it on a bigger group or something. or they just don't know how to use the chains, which is also a high probability because this is kind of a lower-ish key, and people just don't think about using the chain. I'm going to start dragging this use chains, pulling to boss. I'm going to tell people what I'm doing, and I'm going to go all the way to the boss. I'm going to charge ahead. The reason I'm charging ahead is because I can keep myself alive. I don't want people to hit the mobs before I'm able to get everything that I want to get to the chains, right? So, frenzied region here to keep myself alive. Pull the hunters, pull these guys, keep pulling. Okay, so they get all grouped up. Knock everything back, they'll get pulled back. Chains, use the chains, need people to use the chains, there's one. People don't know how to use the chains, but they're blasting the DPS, so I guess it doesn't really matter. There we go, we got another set of chains. Gonna get rid of the Afflicted Soul, and we did great. I say the healer is the MVP of that whole thing. I feel like I overdid it a bit on the poll, but we did fine, so it doesn't matter. I'm curious if people will intending to break all three at the same time, or if they'll try to stagger it. We should stagger it, just to make it easier on the healer, because the healer can't really do much. Although this is more like something the healer should be choosing whether or not we should stagger the chains, but usually healers don't pipe up and say anything about it. Because I don't know, like, there's healers that can handle... What the hell? Where are the... There's no chains. The fuck? There's no chains. We can't interrupt that because there's no chains. We're probably gonna die here. I genuinely don't know what to do. When that ends, a massive dot goes on the party, and that's pretty much impossible to survive. Like, what do you even do? Okay. Dude, we survived it. We actually survived it. This healer's incredible. What the hell? I mean, obviously my health bar didn't move because, you know, Guardian Druid. But what the hell, dude? We managed to heal through a bugged-ass boss. That's amazing, dude. That's a highlight right there. Holy crap. I'm gonna get rid of that. Grounding Spear is actually going off. I didn't get rid of the thing successfully. Okay, that's one stun. That's two stuns. I'm gonna use Survival Instincts here. I'm not gonna break this next one until I'm damn ready. Okay, the dot's gone. We're gonna break the last one. That's gonna stun the boss. At least this time we got the chains, dude. That's much better. This healer is a beast. Best healer EU. There we go. Dude, this guy is sick. How did he keep us alive through that? That's amazing. Okay, I'm still used to just moonfiring to keep aggro, but that might not be enough. But we'll see. Give it a little thrash here. Pull these guys. A little raise here. One Thorns of Iron. Pull the little chickies. Hello, chickies. Look at all those chickens. Charge back in. I'm going to use Survival Instincts chains. I need people to use chains. Gonna right click the chains myself. Get them right on top of these guys. That's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. I'm going to Incapacitating Roar. People need to use chains. Interrupt that heal. Lots of shockwaves going through. People are not using chains. Oh, people have cooldown on chains, dude. That's why they're not using chains. I hear someone with chains. There we go. That guy has it. I'm dragging enemies over to him. There we go. I'm gonna try and heal this thing up. There we go. Waiting on healer's mana. Alright, there we go. Movement speed for the healer. Go kitty cat form. That was amazing. Not the chains, I mean the second boss. I'm still under the effects of that because I didn't think we were gonna make it, and this healer just absolutely dominated. And he saved my ass on this pull as well. I dipped really low because I wasn't managing my defensive cooldowns properly, and I probably didn't have enough Iron First stacks going because I'm still not used to this build. But holy crap, dude, this guy, this healer's a beast, man. That's fucking amazing. props to this healer. Like, if we make it through this dungeon in time, which I believe we will because we're kind of blasting it, but if we make it, it's thanks to this healer. That healer's amazing. Okay. Looking at the Iron Torch, I'm going to remove Enrage on the Iron Torch when, there it is. Kick that. Get the Afflicted on top of the stairs. Okay, I can pull to next. There's the Iron Torch, we'll charge him. I'm looking for a incapacitating roar interrupt on the Bone Splitters when they use that. Okay, because that is a massive bleed. That bleed goes through, whoever it hits is very likely dead unless the healer uses an external cooldown on them. Okay, gonna kick. I'm not gonna kick shit because I used my kick on the Iron Torch. Afflicted in the back, nobody's healing them, nobody noticed them. One Afflicted has gone through, but we have a stun available for the group. We're gonna kick that. I'm looking at the Bone Splitters, they're gonna be casting their thing soon. I'm gonna knock them back likely, or I can incapacitating roar them. They're still not casting it, even though it seems to be off cooldown. One of them is enraged. I can soothe one and CC that one when he tries to cast his Dragon Bone thing. Grab this one. And one of these is just going to have to go through, and the healer's going to have to heal that one person. Yeah, it's on the Warlock. The Warlock's definitely taking some damage. And it stopped. Cool. Okay, we're going to grab the Lava Bearers, and we're going to grab the Commander. I don't know if this is an ideal pull for Fortified. I've seen people do it, so I don't think it's absolutely shit. But we're going to do it. People tend to avoid the Commander because he has all that health, but he ain't got all that much health when you got all this damage. Speaking of damage, I should try avoiding some for once by using my Iron Fur correctly. I'm just failing miserably. You guys have probably noticed that I've just not kept Iron Fur up properly the entire time. And I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Well, I definitely am doing something wrong, but I don't know how to get better at managing my Iron Fur, to be completely honest with you. Alright. This is getting close to dying. Once that dies... Oh, so the Lava Bearers don't get enraged. That's interesting. Alright. Now we go this way. We're going to pull all of this. Everything that's here. Moonfire these guys. Bash here. Barkskin. Try to get my Iron Fur stacks. Smack everything with a raise. Okay, so this one's going to keep casting. So when there's two Iron Torches, what I've noticed, maybe it's just something that's hard-coded in the game, but what I've noticed is there's only one of them that's going to actually cast. There's going to be another Afflicted Soul coming through because people aren't noticing it in the back. I'm going to interrupt that one. Yeah, see, that one was the first one. That was the one that casted it the first time as well. So it looks like when there's a group that has two Iron Torches in them, only one of them will actually cast the mode of whatever the fuck. Just soothe this guy. Pop him with a maul. And let's go. Healer's relatively low on mana. But relatively low is not so let's just pull everything anyway. Okay, we're gonna look at the Bone Splitter. We're gonna try and interrupt his big thing again. There it is. That'll also get a couple of melts. I'm gonna try and stand over here so the curvature of this actually acts as line of sight from the lava flares. Getting a bit low, need to use Barkskin in one of my frenzied regions. That was a really good stun by the Warlock. I need to get my Iron Fur up. I'm going to knock back this guy because he was casting his bleed. I don't want that bleed to go off right now when the healer's low on mana. Got rid of one Afflicted Soul, I'll get the other one. I'm saving my Incarnation for the boss fight. The boss fight's going to be up next. A Frenzied Regen charge here. I'm not keeping Iron Fur up as I should. We're going to interrupt or soothe Blacksmith. There he is. Mana, then Trash Pack plus Boss. Look here. Once grouped. Alright, we're waiting for mana, then we're going to pull this Trash Pack and the Boss. And we're going to Bloodlust. Once the healer is good on mana, I'm going to charge this and Moonfire that guy in the back. Healer seems to be good on mana, we can go. Okay, I'm going to use my thingy thing. I'll grab the one that's further away. The one that's closer should be for the healer's job. Once I see the lava flares casting, I'll interrupt one of the lava flares. There we go. The other one died before he get his cast off. That's beautiful. Heated swings. Wait for the circle. Charge in. Okay, that's a bit close. We're gonna soothe the Kalashi blacksmith guy. Now we avoid the swirlies. Probably giving this healer a headache. Get rid of this afflicted. I'm standing in shit. Ooh, this is hectic. Okay. I don't really need Iron Fur here because I'm not being hit by the boss right now. Okay, now I do need Iron Fur. I'm gonna get knocked back, get off the table, wait for the circle, and then charge back in. You can keep him where he is so the melee can DPS for a little longer. He's almost dead. This group's blasting the DPS. They're doing really well. Gonna get rid of this afflicted. There we go. Stood in shit again because I was getting rid of an afflicted. Okay, he got it. And boss is dead. There we go. Very nice. Give people movement speed. We can hop over that if people hurry up. Oh no, we have a gate down. I didn't see gate. Whoops. Yeah, the warlock put a gate down to go down. I derped out. If I had noticed it, that would have been a bit faster, but then again, maybe the other people wouldn't have, so. Oh well, who knows. So far I'm enjoying this run. It's been pretty good. I've been a bit scatterbrained because I keep getting distracted by the keeping my stacks up thing. I'm not a big fan of this gameplay so far, but maybe I just need practice. Maybe once I get some practice I'll start enjoying it. Or maybe I'm putting too much emphasis on keeping my Iron Fur stacks up. Maybe that's not something that I need to really focus on so heavily. Because maybe my primary mitigation should come from my Raise Absorb Shield or whatever, but I'm not sure. And just keep rotating in my whatchamacallits. Okay, afflicted in the back. We're gonna take care of that. Frenzied regen charge here. 1 stack of Iron Fur. Okay. The idea is to burn down the bird first. Frenzied regen once. Okay, bird's dead. Have the afflicted soul. We're gonna get rid of that. I've been giving the healer plenty of shit to do, so I'm gonna at least do the single souls instead of forcing the healer to do that as well. Doing a big pull here, so we're gonna pull that to us. They meet halfway, and we're gonna pop Incarnation here. We're just gonna go to town. I'll grab the one that's here behind. There we go. Healer should be able to see that one. He does. Okay, or somebody healed at the full. I'm not sure what happened there. Incarnation is still running, so I feel pretty safe. Here's one of the things. Never mind, I say I feel safe, and then my health starts yo-yoing. Focus down the shield here. When the shield blows up, or when the shield drops, it blows up and deals a lot of damage. Molten Army needs to get interrupted, so hopefully somebody does, because I interrupted the other one. Good, it did. Need to target or taunt that little thing in the back. We'll get this one that's closer to me. The healer can get the one that's in the back. Start rotating my other cooldowns. I'm getting my ass kicked here. Start moving a little bit. We're just gonna kite in circles. Kiting in circles. Kiting in circles forces enemies to waste some of their auto attacks. I'm probably doing it poorly, but I watched the video earlier today about it, and apparently it's very good. It's an easy way to add some damage resistance, or not damage resistance, but just lower the damage you're taking because mobs are moving instead of auto attacking you. Anyway, that was a bit rough. I yo-yoed a few times because I didn't use my defensives appropriately, but so far so good. 13 minutes left on the clock and we're at the last boss, so we're doing great. And percentage-wise, it seems like we didn't go overkill either. I'll grab the one that's further away. I'm going to start moving over just to grab... Okay, this guy's grabbing the ones in the back. Okay, boss didn't move much because I did my thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. I grabbed it while he was casting. Just trying to keep that in the thingy thing in the consecration, but I guess it doesn't matter too much. I'm again failing to keep Iron Fur up. We're going to put Ursol's Vortex on that so it gets yoinked back. There's 2 Afflicted Souls, we'll get rid of 1. I have Roses, use my Roses. I'm going to Battle Res this as soon as I have enough. Oh no. Who do I Battle Res? I guess I Battle Res both. Okay. Charge, I'm going to cast the charge after he's already used it, so that's kind of bad, but oh well. Okay, I shut up there for a second because things were looking hairy, but luckily I have 3 battle reses available for this fight, so I'll be using that here to grab another treasure. Sorry dude, I yoinked it right in front of you, but you can go and do other stuff. I need to sit here and tank. Okay. We have one of those coming in. I can use a knockback on it, like so. Okay, it got rooted or something. I don't know what happened there, but it didn't get knocked back, but at least it's slowed from the knockback. I'm going to grab one of these. The other one has been dispelled. Very good. There's another one of these shields. I'm going to survival instincts here because I wasn't sure if I was in the swirlies or not. People need to use their items. There we go. We're going to battle res this guy so we have enough damage to kill it before we need to use another set of shield breaker things. Even though somehow I am out DPSing that warlock and I'm not doing much DPS to begin with. There we go. What? Oh dude, I hit 2k rating. Ha! That's 2k rating right there. 114 rating from plus 15 Neltharus. That's sick, dude. That's amazing. Did we get any loot? We don't get loot, but we got our 2k rating and we got our mount. That's awesome. So in today's video, we did 4 runs of VP. I didn't get the trinket, obviously, because otherwise that would have been the title of the video, wouldn't it? After doing those VP runs, we went ahead and did a plus 13 Neltharian's Lair. I joined somebody's group. That run kind of sucked because people kept dying because they didn't move when the avalanches came. One mage left halfway through the dungeon, and then the worst part of it all, which I think is what cost us timing it, was I think I died 2 or 3 times to Forked Tongue because I kept getting distracted. Well, the first time I got distracted, it didn't move. The other time the problem was that the puddles that I'm supposed to go into and not get pulled into the boss's mouth, they were really far away, so I couldn't actually get to the puddle on time. But the first time I died to the Forked Tongue, it was completely my fault because I got distracted. So I'm going to take the blame and say that we didn't time it because I kept fucking up on the Forked Tongue. I should have been better about that. I should have moved more quickly to get to those. Although I did mount form and I did use my stag jump in mount form with wild charge. So I don't know how much quicker I could have moved. But let's say we would have killed it if I hadn't died the first time around. And let's say that was completely my fault. After that, we did a 14 Neltharian's Lair, which we did time. It was pretty good. The last boss was a bit of a weird one because I messed up and broke one of the shards that we were supposed to use to stun the boss, but I messed up because I was confused. I was trying to battle res the healer who just straight up stood in the magma wave. We ended up still killing it even though the ad was walking around beating the shit out of us, so I guess it didn't matter too much, but it was still pretty messy and it shouldn't have been that messy. At any rate, that gave us a bit of rating, and then we did a Neltharus plus 15. I think we 3-starred. I don't know how many stars we got on it or how quickly we did it, but we did it quick enough for me to hit 2,000 ratings. So we're now sitting at 2012 rating. I got my mount, and that was pretty good. I'm also at 436 item level from certain item level upgrades that I've gotten from upgrading gear with Worm's Crests. I'm going to probably continue farming Worm Crests and try to get all of my items upgraded with Worm Crests, and then I'm going to use Aspect Crests to upgrade them rather than recrafting my 437 gear into 447, but that's for next episode. Speaking of next episode, I'm going to try and get some plus 16 clears in because we still have 3 dungeons that are at plus 13. One is at 14, another one is at 15. I'd really like to get those to 16 just to make all of them 16s, excluding the VP that we've gotten an 18 clear on because I've just been doing that dungeon 5 million times. It's currently 9 p.m. on a Tuesday, so I'm gonna have to put in some of the old elbow grease to try and get a bunch of these clears at 16, but I think I can do it. I have a 17 freehold key that I'm going to take and run, but that'll be one of these dungeons up from plus 13 to a 17 clear. So yeah, in the next episode you can expect a plus 17 freehold and then probably one more dungeon other than that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.